see the problem with just caring about yourself. Maybe you should try to do something for someone else. You gotta give a little, just to get a little. Gotta give a little, just to. There's something about you. You don't care about what you do. You gotta give a little, just to get a little, or you'll never find success. If you don't give a little, just to get a little, no one's gonna hold you back.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another clean and declutter with me video. I know that you quite enjoyed the last one of these, so I'm really happy to be sharing another one with you. This one is in our master bedroom. It was actually filmed about a day or two after the kitchen declutter video that I uploaded 2 weeks ago. So this was filmed way back in January. You can see it's dark out. This was probably about 4 or 5 o'clock that I started in the evening, and I've started here with my bedside table. Just took everything out, just going through it, clearing it out. I had a lot of medication in here where I'd had a chest infection, so I had a lot of sort of cold and flu bits in here, and it just had got really messy, so I was just tidying it back up again. And although I was really spurred on with this because I'd just done the kitchen declutter and got rid of so much stuff, I definitely struggled with this one on this night. So I started this before dinner, did a couple of hours, then we stopped for a break for dinner, and I just really struggled to get going again afterwards. I did do a fair bit more, but you'll notice I definitely didn't get rid of as much as I did when I was in the kitchen. I mean, part of that is because I'm constantly going through the bedroom. I really do make it a point, whenever I'm putting washing away, whenever I'm sort of putting something in my bedside table, if I see something I don't want anymore, I do tend to try and get rid of it as much as possible. So I find whenever we do bedroom declutters, I don't get rid of as much in kind of these spaces. Clothing wise, I do. My size fluctuates a fair bit. I'm quite big here in the videos that you're watching at the moment. I mean, I've sort of gained a lot of weight the last couple of years, and I'm very self-conscious of that. So I've got a lot of clothing that used to fit, and I don't quite know what to do with them. I'm not quite ready to get rid of it. Not quite sure whether I'll ever fit back into it, but just not quite ready to get rid of it. You've just seen me throw some underwear away, and then I just went through my bras. I keep them in this bedside table. I find that really helpful. They don't live in the wardrobe like some people do, because my wardrobe is full more than anything. So I get up in the morning, put my underwear on, and then walk around and get dressed. So it works for me. So I know it seems a little bit odd, but this is how I used to have it when I was living back at my parents', because I was very limited on space. So I've just kept up with it, to be honest. But once I'd gone through my bedside table, the next thing I did was kind of polish around the bedroom. So I did the unit, the window, the little ladder in the corner, and then you'll see me make my way round to Matt's side of the bed.
I've been counting shadows to the beat of the radio. I feel like a baby when I sleep, and then you come to me. If we can keep the fire burning till I'm coming home, then maybe I won't have the need to let the engine run. 'Cause in the morning, in the night, maybe we can hold each other tight. We can keep the fire burning for a while, babe. Keep it wild. Every single coffee, every single break.
So I did tell a little white lie. I didn't actually go around to Matt's side of the bed. My 2 little jewellery boxes were overflowing and just super messy. So I spent a little bit of time. I sort of tipped them out and started going through bits and pieces. So I've got a whole range of things in here. I have kind of my really nice jewellery, my Swarovski. I can never say that word quite right, Swarovski. My Pandora. I have 1 or 2 Thomas Sabo bracelets, but they're still actually at my mum and dad's, I think. And then I've got sort of costume jewellery in here. I've got bits that I wear for certain Halloween costumes, all manner of things. There's a couple of bits I've sold since. This little Harry Potter locket that I'm trying to fiddle with, I actually sold it. Somebody replaced the battery. She bought it for me for a quid. and he's very happy with that. So I've started pulling out some of the bits that actually I thought, do you know what, I never wear these. It's not about the money for me, but actually I'd rather it went to somebody else who's going to make use of these things, because they're not being loved by being kept in a jewellery box. It doesn't honour the gift that somebody's given you. It doesn't make it matter more to you just because you've kept it. So that's what I was going through here. I threw some bits away, particularly old earrings. If I only had one and they were costume, or they'd come from somewhere like Warren James, I just got rid of those ones, and then I kind of matched up what I did have and just started putting it away in these little jewellery boxes. I would love to get like a stacker set at some point. Perhaps that's what I'll ask for Christmas this year. But for the time being, these little glass units work quite well for me.
Too many times I've been drifting away, like a shadow when the sun happened from the shifted away. Let's keep the fire burning, baby, till I'm coming home. Then maybe I won't have the need to let the engine run. 'Cause in the morning, in the night, maybe we can hold each other tight. We can keep the fire burning for a while, babe. Keep it wild. Too many times I've been drifting away. Keep it like a shadow in the sun, hiding from the shifting. Keep the fire burning. A rider in the night, I'm heading for a station no one can deny.
In case you were wondering about all the little plastic bags that I'm using, I bought these tiny little clear bags ages and ages ago when I used to do jewellery making, and that's what I'm currently keeping all my necklaces in, just because I don't want all the chains to get tangled. So I just take one little necklace, pop it in one of these clear bags, and then put all the little bags in the jewellery box, and then it's stopping them currently from getting tangled. So that's working well, but it's not the most sophisticated of systems.
A soldier of love I am. A soldier of love I am. A soldier of love. Hiding in the dark, I bring illumination. A fire or a spark, depends on the occasion.
what an absolute relief to have finally done that. I'm now on that side of the bed. I'm pretty sure I only did this middle drawer because that's my drawer. The top drawer is his. I don't go through his stuff without him there. That's up to him to do. Sometimes I'll go just dip in and take out any rubbish, but generally I leave that for him. And then the bottom drawer's just got a couple of bits in there, but other than that it's pretty much empty, so I kind of just left that one alone.
Soldier of love, 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 a soldier of love. Just wanna stay in this paradise. 'Cause it looks like you're a fallen angel, and wherever you have been now, baby, I don't wanna know, don't wanna fight, just wanna stay in this paradise. If only for a minute longer. Just wanna stay. So come on, baby, and hurt me. Let's see what you got. Hurt me, touch me, feel me. Doesn't matter what we'll be. Still been through a lot. Hurt me, touch me, feel me. 'Cause it feels like paradise. This is paradise.
So I apologise that you can't quite see what I'm doing. I think in my mind you could see everything. But I had a little basket from the bottom of my wardrobe out, and I was just going through the toiletries. There are a couple of bits that I managed to get rid of, but not very much. Generally I kind of keep this quite curated anyway. And then I just started going through, pulling out all the bits from the bottom of this part of the wardrobe. This is where I keep sort of any excess hair products, toiletries, my epilators in there, my laser hair removal thingy majiggy is in there, all my nail varnishes are in the back. So I thought, do you know what, let's go through this properly. We're going through this entire wardrobe to every single drawer. I didn't end up doing that, but that's what my original plan was. And if you're curious, yes, that is a tattoo. I have two actually. That one there is two doves. It is for two of my granddads.
On and on till we go crazy until the dawn. And it feels like I'm on fire.
So I've sped this up a little bit just so you don't watch 39 years of me going through my nail varnishes, and I don't know why the camera was falling, but you end up only seeing this much of the shot for a little while, so I've just kind of sped this up. I went through all of my nail varnishes. I did one complete pass all the way through, and at this point I think I was just testing to see if any of them were gloopy. The ones that weren't were going in the box, and anything that I knew was not usable I was taking out and putting on the bedside table. I'll share with you in a minute, or past Amy I should say, will share with you in a minute the ones I got rid of on the first pass. I then kind of went through them a second time. I only got rid of a couple more on that second pass, but it was worth doing. I definitely know that I've got too many, but what I've been doing is kind of that use it or lose it mentality, that when I use one, if it doesn't apply very well, I just get rid of it. If I put one on and I don't like it, I just get rid of it. So I sort of haven't culled them, as in just got rid of a ton at once, but I do know that I'm getting rid of them slowly but surely, or just using them up.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you look miss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Falling in love.
So I've accidentally lost the audio for this part of the footage, but I was basically explaining that these 5 on the left were going to my nan because they were just colours I wouldn't really use, and then the ones on the right were all kind of too gloopy to use, so I was getting rid of a fair few. I think that was quite decent. Yes, there's an absolute ton, but I absolutely loved them. And then this is after dinner. I did not realise how unflattering these pyjamas were, and weirdly enough, I'm actually wearing the same pyjamas 6 months down the line, 5 months down the line actually, 5 months down the line while I record this voiceover, which I find quite funny actually now watching this back. But this was the point at which I decided to organise my nail varnishes, and I organised them by colour, which you might think is a little bit extra, but I will literally be sitting here on a random Tuesday night and think to myself, quite fancy purple nails. So rather than dig through all the box, I just go to the purple section and pull out the shade that I'm looking for. And I do find that, like, if I've currently got a really pale kind of goldish pinkish colour, so when I next paint my nails I tend to then go for something quite dramatic and different, probably like a dark blue, and then the next one might be like a cream colour. I kind of bounce all over the place. I love redoing my nails. I'm constantly doing them. I just feel quite complete with a really nice manicure. I don't want to have to spend an absolute fortune at the nail salon, and I haven't got the money to either, and I quite like this. I change my nail varnish often, it suits me. So yes, I know how excessive this is, and it really does look excessive on the video, but I love it and I use them, I really do.
What you do, you know that all I think about is you. Say the things you say, I don't know how you make me feel this way. I got you inside my head, inside my head.
Is it even one of my videos if Chester doesn't arrive at some point demanding attention and desperate for a fuss? I don't think it is. Like, I'm doing this voiceover at the minute, sitting downstairs, Matt's upstairs on the PlayStation, and the dog's next to me, desperate for a fuss, just like he always is. But he is fun company, to be fair. So because I'd spent way too long on the nail varnish, I just started clearing that away, and then shared with you I grabbed a couple that I don't use. I grabbed a blue one that just, I don't like the application of it, and then this one here is a duplicate, so I was going to see if my sister wanted it. So I grabbed a couple of rubbish bags, started binning all the ones that were going in the bin, and then grabbed another bag for the stuff that I was going to be sharing. Then this grey basket has been there since Halloween. This was, as I say, filmed in January. I went through some of the jewellery that I'd pulled out and decided what could be binned and what potentially could be shared or passed along. And then once I'd gone through the jewellery, I then decided, oh, I thought I did the basket next. I did not. I went ham and I went straight for the wardrobe. This little section of the wardrobe has our coats in it. And if I remember rightly, I pretty much just pulled it out, neatened up Matt's suits, kind of put them back in their suit bags, and then just kind of neatened this part of the wardrobe up. I don't think I really got rid of anything here.
I got you inside my head, and you're never coming out. I don't know what you do to me. Maybe I'm insane. Oh, I just want you to stay. All night, baby, all night. All night, baby, all night. All night, baby, all night.
little white box, or basket I should say, it just houses my little handbags. So I just went through, neatened them up. I got rid of 1 or 2, and then I went through the basket behind, which is deeper and it holds my heels. I don't have a huge number, but I do like to keep a few for like special events and things. So after I'd stopped being a prima donna and prancing about in all my heels, I just shared with you that this part of the wardrobe was just looking a little bit neater and tidier. There's my coats and Matt's coats in there. We do need to go through them at some point, but we didn't on this particular day. But the top was definitely looking a bit better with all the baskets. That's my hair curler. Just got my laser thing, my handbags, and then just the nail varnish and the toiletry basket here. So it's definitely looking neater. I wish I'd done a proper before, but here is the after nonetheless. These are the couple of bits I'm getting rid of. I didn't actually end up getting rid of that Cath Kidston bag, but then I was talking about the stuff that was on the bed now. I needed to clear the bed. This basket, as I mentioned slightly earlier in the video, had been there since Halloween. It had all my makeup in it. I was using it regularly. I just hadn't sorted it back out. So I have the little Gryffindor bag that has kind of non-everyday makeup. I have the gold bag that has everyday makeup. And then I keep kind of my Halloweeny makeup, like my face paints and things, under the bed in the like fancy dress basket. And then I have just a couple of other bits that live in the wardrobe. I don't really know why I keep my makeup in so many different places, but I do. It's probably not the best idea.
I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
So when I started this project, I definitely thought I was going to go through all of the drawers in this wardrobe, and I definitely did not do that. But I did go through this one because this is where the rest of the makeup was. So I thought while I'm looking at makeup, I might as well do the whole category at once.
Yeah. I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want, Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. Yeah, I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
I pushed myself just a little further on this day, and I took most of the wardrobe out. I then had a little bit of space, so I just kind of went through the last few. I didn't pull the last little bits of it out. And then I just started going through bits and pieces and hanging them back up. I got rid of a couple of dresses like that one that they're not really comfortable. I'm not that keen on them. So I just hung a few out to go onto Vinted or potentially to the charity shop and just kind of neatened up the rest.
I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want.
Not quite sure how I managed this, but I have corrupted the original audio file for this video so it's out of sync with the actual video, so I'm just going to record a voiceover for this bit. Essentially, I was saying that I had zero motivation or desire to continue with this project, but I just had to finish it off. I had found an extra vapor rub and I was explaining that I was just going to use up the last little bit in one of the tubs, and then found out it was nearly 2 years out of date, so there was only a tiny little bit in the bottom of the tub. So I was essentially explaining that I was going to get rid of this little bit, keep the newer one, which doesn't go off until 2026, so plenty of time. And at the time I had a really bad chest infection, and I also was having a flare up with my ulcerative colitis, which is why there's some sort of cold and flu medicines in the bedroom for my chest, and generally why I just look very unhappy, because when I'm having a flare of my ulcers, I'm very bloated, I'm very fatigued, everything's a bit of a chore. And I think on this particular evening I wasn't sure if I was tired because I just was tired, whether it was because I wasn't well, whether it was fatigue with my ulcers, and I pushed myself, and I definitely pushed myself too far through the limit. And the next day after this, I literally didn't do anything. I just stayed on the sofa all day. I definitely pushed myself too hard after doing the kitchen declutter the week before this one. But I did feel better. You know, I did get rid of some stuff. It was a lot neater and tidier in the bedroom, which made me feel better. When I wasn't feeling very well, I could at least come to the bedroom and it was a bit of a sanctuary. So that wasn't too bad. But essentially, I just spent the last little bit of this video just clearing off the bed, putting things away. And then right at the very end, I just basically just laid down on the bed and said that I had nothing left. I really didn't. I was exhausted. So as much as I'm really happy that I got this done, I do think that we need to give ourselves some grace. I do think that we should normalise having a rest. Matt's always telling me to chill out and have a rest. I never listen to him. I am that kind of person whose brain is forever going and forever wanting to do something. But as you can see, this seriously took it out of me on this day. So I hope to share a much more motivating video next week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye.